Hello, and welcome to this demo on Dojo360. I look forward to helping you learn the basics of Dojo360 today and to get you up and running, possibly, in your first adventure of using Dojo. We're adding new tools and features daily, so we can definitely set up more time later on so I can show you even more of the features and tools that are to come. Today, I want you to get comfortable and learning the basics of the product. Let's jump into the Dojo deck now so you can see how easy it is to run a presentation, share information in the software. So what is Dojo360? Dojo360 is a cloud-based, holistic learning and engagement platform, and it gives you a single space to create, facilitate, and measure learning content, interactivity, and engagement. Dojo360 is designed to make creation and collaboration easy. Dojo360 can also be used to increase engagement in a variety of learning environments: live, in-person classes, remote sessions, or self-paced assignments. Let's look at a multiple choice slide. Which turning product is your favorite? I am going to open polling at the bottom, and as you can see, answers are coming in. This is a simulated feature to show how the responses will look as they're coming in. I have options down here at the bottom that I'd like to show as well. Right now we are in live results. These live results can be changed. If you don't want them to just come in real time as they are right there on the screen, you could also choose results after, which is really a nice option if you don't want your audience or learners to see the results as they're coming in. You can see them after the results are all in and you have that number of people and the number of responses that are ready to go. You also have the option to not show any results at all. This is if you just want to capture some data, engagement slides, or comprehension slides, whatever they may be. You want to maybe not show those results to the audience and learners, but you would like to look at them later in the reports. These are the options under live results. Also here at the bottom of the screen, you see the word list, and this is an option that we're in now. We're listing the results. You have an option to use a word cloud to see how those results are coming in as well in real time. Very cool way to look at it. And you have the option here for a pie, and that is another way to look at the data. And then we have the bar option as well. And this is in real time, and live results are coming in. So now let's close polling and see our final results. This is where you will see your results. You could talk with your class, your learners, have a teachable moment, discuss the results. Now, it looks like here we have another option to reopen polling. If you'd like to do that, you have that option as well. It's always nice to have that option. Over here on the left, you'll see the option to look at your slides and show them all in just for your instructor view so that you as an instructor can see what is to come. You also can look at people. So this is your list of learners that you have in your class, and you'll be able to see all of the learners that are there and present. You have the option to chat with your learners as well. You could type in a message, hello, and other members of your class can actually join and they will be able to see the chat. Let's keep going. So now we're going to move to the next question. This is our hotspot question. I'm going to open polling. And as you can see, those responses are coming in because I have live results set up. If I wanted to, I could show results after by selecting that, and it'll clear out all of the results so that no one can see all the other options. So which cup of coffee do you prefer? I know I prefer this one right here at the bottom. We all have our options when it comes to how we like our coffee, if we like coffee. And on the top left, you can see that we have 34 responses. And so I'm going to go ahead and point out another feature here, and it is our countdown timer. It's nice to have the option to have that countdown timer, kind of let your audience, let the learners know it's time to answer. And as soon as that clock hits 0, it will close polling for me. And then it'll be time to show the results, as you can see right there, because I did change the results to show after. Hotspot's a great way to have your learners kind of get even more engaged in the presentation by actively, finding that spot, and any image you choose can actually be turned into a hotspot. Let's move on. So now that you've experienced a few of the questions in simulated polling, let's look at how a video can be used in the presentation by just checking out our Dojo Behind the Design video. So you can insert your own videos for engagement or for comprehension learning as well, entertainment, and go ahead and video. So your learners will be able to watch a video, and then you could ask questions about the video as well. Let's move on to our next slide. So at Turning, we've developed a formula for engaged learning that we call the E3. And Dojo360 delivers on all of the E's in the fullest sense. Dojo360 makes the learning experience equitable for all learners, regardless of location or access point. It delivers measurement tools that provide evidence of engagement and outcomes, and it increases engagement by making the learning and instructing much more fun. Let's move on to our next slide. Goals and objectives. Always need to have goals and objectives to make sure that your audience knows what is to come. So after this demo, you will understand the basics of Dojo360, understand how to create courses, classes, and content in Dojo360, and understand the benefit of integrating Dojo360 in your classes for engagement and assessment. You also will understand by the end of today's demo how to view the analytics and student progress in Dojo360. Okay, so that is the end of the deck slideshow that I have created. So now we are going to leave the deck that I have created and end our class that we just were in. And I was doing that in preview mode. And that's something, like I said, you could use that mode so that you will be able to practice your presentations. So now I'm going to go up and navigate to the top left into where it says courses. All right, this is our course space. It's where you're going to come to find your courses or create new courses. So you would log in to your Dojo360 account, and this is your course space. This is that first place that you're going to end up, okay? Everything is organized by courses within Dojo360. You can create a new course or import a course and roster if you're using one of our integrated learning management systems. So let's go ahead and click New Course. So here you have the option to create a course, or like I said, import from learning management. Today, for our example, I will point out here that we do have the learning management system options on the left, but I do also want to show you that you can create a new manual course. So today we will call this Demo Course. Very simple, and click Create. All right. Once you are in your course, this is called the course dashboard. So the course dashboard is where you're going to find everything you need to set up, launch, and track your course. So the tabs on the top right, up on the corner, can help you navigate navigate through where you are and where you want to go next. So right now, like I said, we are in our course dashboard in our demo course. So right now we're in the details tab. In this details tab, this is where we're going to do some editing. So we could click edit and we could describe our course. This is a course for Dojo360 demo. And here, one of my favorite parts is that I can add other instructors to my course so that my other instructors can collaborate with me and I could share my content with that instructor, which is a very, very awesome bonus with Dojo360. Something people wanted, and that's what we are giving. So I'm going to add some instructors. So I'll add some colleagues so that we can share some content and they could collaborate with me in my course. Okay, and that's that. So we have our demo course name, our description, and our instructors. Now I'm going to click Save. Now this is one of my favorite parts, the fun part. This is where I can actually add a cover image. And by doing that, all I have to do is click here, Add Cover Image. It's going to take me to my asset manager. These are assets that I've, found myself or uploaded myself or other people have shared with me, as a matter of fact. So I have the option to search the ones that I already have, or I can click upload and I could search and find my cover image from somewhere else on my computer or paste my URL here. I also have the ability to look at over 1 million royalty-free images here for my cover image. So today I will choose a cover image, and all you need to do is choose or type in whatever your class might be, and I will just type in class and see what happens. And I will go ahead and just choose a lecture hall, click add, and now I have my cover image for my course. So remember, little quick check, we are in our course. We are under the details tab, which is right here at the top. And now we finished editing our course description, name, and added our instructors. Now we are ready to move over to the roster tab, which I know it is not in order, but this is the way I like to show it. So we'll go up to the top right where our roster tab is. Now, the roster tab's where you can enroll your learners into the course. You can either manually add learners from a list or a bulk upload. You can invite new learners, new users, or you could import and sync rosters from your learning management system. This is where you can manage all learners. All right, let's go ahead and click Add Learners to get started. We're going to click Learners here, and it's going to allow us to enroll. We have learners already that have accounts. We could enroll those learners. And enroll myself as a learner. And we'll enroll one more person. So these are just some people that we could add, enroll in the course. And once you've added the people that you want to enroll in the course, you click invite, and they will get notification that they've been added to the course. Now, there's another option as well. If you wanted to, you can go up to add a new learner. So maybe I want to invite someone new. Up here at the top right, you can see, if you wanted to, you could either enter a new learner email address on its own or paste from a CSV. Separate the multiple emails with commas or spaces. So this one, I will just go to one of my colleagues. And I will click invite, and his invitation has been sent. All right. So now that we've enrolled some learners, invited some new learners, we can head to the Classes tab, which is right up here, once again on the top right. Okay. So a Classes tab here is where you are able to set up live instructor-led classes within the course. They could be remote, they could be in person or hybrid. You have the option for synchronous instructor-led sessions, scheduled classes. You have the option to use a live class player or virtual classroom, and you can schedule self-paced makeup classes or assessments if you'd like to. You have the option for breakout rooms and chats in the virtual classroom. So right now what we'll do is we will create a class. So we'll go to new class on the top left. And we're going to call this Demo Class 1. We have a couple options here. We can actually have our date to start and end and set it up right at the moment, or we can set it up later once we've created our content. But we also have the option to choose to run this session with the class player. We can set up a virtual classroom setting if we would like to do that, or we could have a GoToMeeting link added to this class if we want to. So we have three options: live with the class player, which is what I'm going to demonstrate today; virtual classroom, where you have that option for interactive whiteboard. You have the option for breakout rooms and chatting as well. You have the option to share screens and to share webcam and hear each other and talk and everything. And you also have that option to add a GoToMeeting link if you want to do that. So you have a lot of options. It gives you a lot of abilities here. But today, if you choose none, that gives you the option to run it live with the class player, which is what I will do, is what we did so far today when I demonstrated some things earlier, but that's what we'll do in a moment. I'm going to click add, and now I'm here. This is where my class is going to get set up. Okay, so you have your class, and now we have to add some content. So we're going to look here. These are the same session or settings that I was talking about a few moments ago. You have the option to set those up right now, and we don't have to worry about doing that right now, but we can set those same exact start date and start time, duration, and video conferencing as well. All can be set up here. Any options you have here. But for this one, actually, I'm going to go ahead and head down to the class deck option. Now, I'm going to add content with a Dojo deck, and a deck is a group of slides that can be PowerPoint slides. They can be text, audio, images, videos, and interactive slides for polling and assessments. They are editable, shareable, reusable, learning objects for presentations. You can upload, like I said, PowerPoint slides, and everything is mobile responsive, which is really nice. And you could add a deck that's been created, or you can create a brand new one from scratch. And like I had mentioned earlier, we have that asset manager. And thanks to that built-in asset manager, all of the content that you create or have created in the past or that was shared with you is stored and can be reused anytime. Keep in mind that your decks that you're going to use can capture your learner results from live and, like I said, self-paced assessments and classes. And you're going to be able to set up scoring, feedback, anonymous responses, hints, question replay, and practice. And you also have that wonderful preview mode. So let's create our deck. Now we're going to go ahead and click add. And here is that asset manager that I told you about. So we have the option to choose something that we've already had created maybe or used in the past. And that's what I'm going to do today. But you also have the option to search and create a brand new deck from scratch. And I'll show you how to create a couple question slides as well as adding this deck. So I'm going to choose this deck right here, deck for demo, and I'm going to click add. All right. Now what's nice about this is you have the option to preview your deck. So I'm going to go ahead or edit the deck so I can show you all of your options. Now, when I opened up this deck, you can see all of the slides, we call them, because they're similar to PowerPoint slides. So you'll be able to see my welcome slide, which was an image. This is called a presentation slide. Up here on this presentation drop-down menu, you can see that is the first option. That's the default. You have other question types here as well, but the first option is presentation. So this slide is a welcome slide, and I did add some text. Welcome to class. I hope you enjoy. I could, go ahead and edit if I want to, and then we can go on and I'll show you these other slides. We have presentation slide. That is just kind of like the opening slide for my presentation on history, American History 101. And then I have a question, which is a multiple choice slide. And what's awesome about our questions, and I'll show you this in a moment, you can have your question be a video, an image, and many other options. This one I happen to have, are you ready to learn today? And then as you can see, as my answer options, I have yes and nope. And these are images that I use, and you could use videos and images, text, pictures for your question and for your answers. So this is just an example of a question. Another presentation slide here and another one. And then we have a multiple select question, which I know is very common. You can choose all that apply. And the question is, what are the ideal qualities in a leader? Choose all that apply. So we have those options there, and your audience or learners can choose any of the options that apply to them. So in order to add your own slides, or your own questions, you just hover over either the top or the bottom, wherever you'd like to add them, and you can select the arrow and then choose the type of question you'd like to ask. So I'm going to go over to multiple choice here, and I'm going to click in. And when I click in the box to type my question, I see this quick insert option. This is where I can add audio, image, video, table, ordered list, unordered list, insert an equation, or a horizontal line. So in this case, I'm just going to simply ask a quick question. What is turning? Okay, so there's our question. And if I wanted to, I could actually add pictures. I could add those same options that I chose to show, that I showed you in a moment ago for the question. I could add those same types of answers as well. But today, what I'm going to do is just give you a couple options. Right. So now this is a question that has a correct answer. I'm going to actually select the correct answer here. It's Ohio. And then I have the option to change the way it's labeled. I have the option to add up to 10 answers total. I have the option to make this worth more than just 1 point. And I have the option to anonymize responses and make this a scored question, which it already is. Now I could preview what this will look like, which is an awesome thing to do. It's nice to get a look at what it will look like. You could also make a copy of it or delete the question. Next, we're going to hover over. I'm going to click Add. Now I'm going to choose Hotspot, since that's really a popular question type. And with a hotspot, you click Add Image right in the center. And like I said, you can choose from images that you could upload and browse your computer for different images. You can also use the content that you already have, just like I did here with the picture of coffee. I have other images as well. In this one, I will choose a blank map and click Edit Hotspot. So any image you have can be used. And I'm going to go to add shape. And I'm going to choose to put my hotspot on Florida and click save. So now this specific hotspot, the question will be, where would I like to be on vacation? And there is a correct answer there. Now, I also can make the hotspot the entire image, just like I did with that coffee, all the different options for coffee. There wasn't really an incorrect answer on that one. Anyone could choose any place because it was more of an open-ended. I could choose this map and I could make this entire map one hotspot. And I could say, where are you calling in from? Or where have you visited? What is your favorite state that you visited? And anyone could click anywhere and they would be able to see that there's not one correct answer. I use this question in my own classes that I teach, and I ask my students, where are you joining class from? That's because they're from all across the United States. It's an online class. So it's a neat way for me as an instructor to see where everyone is. And it's an interactive question. It's fun. It's different than the typical questions. So now that we have a multiple choice and a hotspot, we have our deck all ready to go. So we have all of our slides, we have our presentation slides, we have our question slides, we have everything ready. So now we can go to the top left. We're going to head back. And here is our class. We are in our demo course. We have our class ready to go. And I like to explain what a course is compared to what a class is. A course is like English, whereas a class would be a class called writing. You can have a class called Shakespeare. You can have a class called reading comprehension, all under the umbrella of English. Okay, so we are in our demo course. This is demo class 1. Okay, so now we have our class ready to go, and we can click start when we are ready to share the content in our class. Instead, though, I will go to preview. And when you go to preview, you could go through and you can click start on the bottom right. And if you click start, it's going to look just like this. You'll be in the class lobby, and the actual time frame that you set up your class will be, it'll start in that certain time. You could send a link out to your students so that they can join your class, and they will already know that this class is going to be set up for a certain time period, because they'll get a notification that they were invited. They could either log into their Dojo360 account to join your class at the designated time, or if you want, you could send out that link. And then you would just go ahead and down at the bottom left, navigate through and open and close polling. So I open polling, we have our results coming in. Let's look at the word cloud option, and we can see how our results are coming in. I'll close polling, and there we go. We have our answers. Moving on to the next question, we'll open polling. We can see our results, and we can close polling once we see our results, see if anyone got the correct answer. Up in the top right, it tells you where you are when it comes to your slides and how many points the current question would be. Go to the next slide. Just a piece of content, History 101. And then we can open this question slide. Are you ready to learn today? Let's look at the bar chart. Let's see if my class is ready to learn today. A for yes, B for nope, and then I could close polling. Once again, move on to the next slide, which is just content. You could do your lecturing, and we come to our next question. What are some of the ideal qualities in a leader? Choose all that apply. And I always love this question because it seems like, these are just simulated results, but it seems like we always end up with letter A, fair being the highest. Let's move on. All right, so now we've gone to we have our last question here, slide 8 of 8. If you ever wonder, you could click on slides at the top and it'll remind you of where you are. And now what we'll do is go to the bottom left and go to exit. We're ending the class. And then if you want to, you could actually view results. And for this specific class, we don't have any results because it was simulated, but it is nice to be able to see where you will go if you do have results. So you will be able to see all of your audience, rostered guests. If you have people in your actual class that are in your roster, remember we added when we were talking about adding to our roster. If you wanted to, you could actually see all of the grades and all of the sessions that they were a part of in classes, and you can see a count and the percentage. You also have an option to export to a CSV once you're done with your results. You have the option to take attendance as well when you have your roster associated with your course. One more thing I'd like to mention is assignments. So as I've mentioned before, you have students that are not able to join and they're not able to come to class for some reason, and you really want them to be able to capture the same content and understand what you went over in class. You can go to that assignments tab. So we are in our demo course still, and I want to set up an assignment. So I click new assignment, and this is going to be a makeup assignment. And I would have to choose my start date and my due date. So I will start my makeup assignment on Friday. It starts at 12 a.m. and the due date will be Saturday at 12 a.m. Once I have my assignment ready to go, or my assignment name ready to go, click add. And this is where you can, as an instructor, go ahead and set up your assignment. So we just went over in this demo course, we just used a deck, and we can use that same deck for people who were not able to attend our class, whether it was live or, whether they just were not able to join the virtual classroom, possibly if you use the virtual classroom. So I can choose how many attempts I will allow them to make. I could choose if I want their answers or their answer order to be random or fixed. In other words, that'll give same answer options, but in different random order, so that, that does prevent any type of cheating, possibly, if that would be something that you'd be concerned about. And you have other options to show solutions, show the score, and you have the option to show results. This is where you could manage your assignees, and this is really important. Maybe Catherine was not able to join my class. So I'm going to go to where assign to drop-down menu is, and I'm going to go to specific learners. So now I'm only going to assign this to Catherine and Dave. They were not able to come to class, so I'm going to go to update. And now only Catherine and Dave will be able to make up this assignment. And now I will need to come up with a little introduction. Hello. Please be sure to finish this assignment. I hope you feel better. So now the next step is add your deck. So this is the same deck that we did a few moments ago. And let's find it right here. We want to make sure we send the same deck so that the students that were absent are going to get the same content and the same questions. Okay, so now I have everything set. I have my start date, time, my due date, and time, and then I have the option to set all of the settings that I already sent. I'm only giving them one attempt and a fixed order for my answers. have my introduction, and then I have all my settings done, and my attendees are ready to go. Now I will just click save. And I can click assign. Now, they will get a notification. They will have that link option as well, so they can actually go in to their Dojo360 account and their assignment will be ready for them. Or they can copy this. You could copy this link and then email it to those students. Simple as that. Now, it's a lot of information to take in a demo. And I really hope that you were able to, get as much information from today and kind of get a nice idea of how Dojo360 works. And like I said earlier, there's so much more to show. Going to head to the next page here. Back to my courses where we began. And I'm hoping that this will just be the beginning of your journey with Dojo360. And I look forward to hopefully working with you sometime soon and showing you even more. The roadmap is very exciting, with a lot of excitement when it comes to Dojo360. So I hope you enjoyed.